Welcome to this level 19 episode of Voodu Warlock 2023. I am level 19. I'm already heroic capped. Going to do one more quest real quick here for the series and then take 20. So, as I mentioned in the last episode, I usually don't even do any questing at 19, maybe a Sane Asylum, because by the time I finish Sharn Chain 1, 2, Cogs, all the Cogs, we're pretty much at level 20. Sometimes if I needed just a little bit of experience, I'll do a quick Sane Asylum because they're real quick 17 to do. But because my focus has been picking up favor, since I'm going to be staying at cap, and there's so much goodness, saves, and hit points and skill points to be gotten from favor, I decided to do, focus on quests that don't have epic and legendary counterparts. So I did the Madness Chain, Acute Delirium, Lord of Eyes, Lord of Stone, and Sane Asylum. Also did the 3 flaggers for Stealer Souls. I was actually going to do Stealer Souls for my level 19 episode just for fun. I mean, it doesn't have any relevance by today's standards. But then I realized, hey, one of the pieces of gear that I use, which is the Dashing Gloves, that comes from Good Intentions, and that's base 17, so you do that on 19, at level 19 on Elite or higher. So I'm going to do Good Intentions since the Dashing Gloves come out of here. And the endgame armor that I currently wear is also out of the legendary version of this quest. However, I suspect that I'll be switching to Isle of Dread armor once I get to cap. I haven't looked closely at it, but we'll see. Okay, so yeah, I did the Stealer Souls flaggers. So that's Monastery of Scorpion, Enter the Kobold, and Prey on the Hunter. Normally would not do any of that stuff while I'm leveling. No gear to mention at level 19. The enhancements, I picked up a point of Charisma, and I think I spent a couple more points in here. Just, I'll be respecing some of this stuff, but just putting it there for now. I'll be respecing once I get to 20, and I'll go over that in the next episode. Nothing to mention during about Reaper points at this point. Let's see. Feats, skills. I guess I can just show the skills. I've kind of shorted myself, and we'll see next level how much I shorted myself. I have balance maxed out since it's a cross-class skill. 11 ranks is the highest I can go. Intimidate, I'll have maxed out with one more point next level. I will be able to max out concentration, but I won't be able to max out spellcraft. That's not a big deal. It would have been nice to put some points in heal if I had them, but also not a big deal. The most important ones for me are Intimidate, Balance, and Concentration. Concentration because, if I want to throw some Resurrection Scrolls at endgame in High Skull Reaper play or in a raid or something like that, I don't want to lose them because I got hit. So that's why concentration is important to me. And when you take damage and you're trying to throw a spell, it can get interrupted. And Quicken doesn't affect casting spells from a scroll. So concentration is going to help you get that scroll off in a combat situation. Let's dive in. Give you a few tips on how to do this one. You can skip all the mobs in this part. Talk to Orban here. He's going to port right here, and you can go right into the shop, so you don't even have to mess with any of the mobs out here in the courtyard. And when you do it that way, if you have someone coming in late, it can be a little scary. Also, in this part, like I like to do this one on High Skull Reaper. And, there's lots of mobs that are going to spawn when we step forward, right? But the Reapers pre-spawn, okay? So if you don't move forward, what you can do is isolate the Reapers from the others. So if there had been the Fear Reaper didn't want to move forward, but there have been, Carney or Doom or something like that. As long as you don't move forward, you just move sideways. If you single target the Reapers, don't use AoEs because that's going to likely aggro the other stuff. But if you single target the Reapers, you can get them, pull them over the door, fight the Reaper separately, and then once the Reapers are taken care of, you can move forward and take care of all the animated nonsense. Okay, we can look down the hall here. If the little bubble thing is there, then we know that the thing we're looking for is there. I can clearly see that it's not, so I don't want to go down there because it's just going to cause mobs to spawn. I don't want to fight extra mobs. Do you? If you do, then go down there and aggro all those mobs, but I don't. The next place we're going to look is going to be right over here, and we can search through the door using select next interactable. And if we pick up a lever, if we see the word lever show up, if we see a lever show up in our focus orb, then we know that's where we want to be, but the lever wasn't there, so it's going to be in the third location, which is over here. These stairs. And there it is. Do Arcane Tempest, since there's a lot of mobs and a Reaper. Arcane Tempest, it's been a big help. That wasn't always on the Warlock spell list, and they added it, I don't know, maybe last year. It's been a big help, when I'm soloing against bosses. This is, at least in a heroic environment, it makes it a lot faster. Although not that heroic bosses take much time to beat down, but there are definitely some bosses that take me a little time to beat down, and that Arcane Tempest has been nice help speed things up. So here we're just going to go right into the water, skipping all of that nonsense in the courtyard. We just got to pull this lever here to open up the door underwater. And get our mold collectible. Arbin told us to get 3 different ingredients, and the next one is going to be one that Dirk here has, but he wants you to find his missing squirrel nibbles. And so you tell him that you're going to find nibbles for him, and you'll bring nibbles back, and he'll give you the unicorn horn or whatever it is he's got. The MacGuffin. Alright, there's some mold there. A lot of mobs here. Can be a lot of Reapers here. This fight can get out of control really fast. I'll do this one on High Skull Reaper. There just has a tendency to be, a few Reapers here because there are so many mobs. Every mob has a % chance to spawn a Reaper. The next MacGuffin that we need to get is from Gold Scuttle over here. I can't even remember what it is that he's got. We just have to buy him some drinks. To choose the dialogue option to give him drinks. And the Beholder Eye is what he has. That's the MacGuffin that he has. And there's a collectible over here. Look familiar? That's the entrance to the quest Missing. Or at least it's the same dungeon, and that's where you enter when you're doing Missing. Alright, so Nibbles can be, like, anywhere in this area is one of the places he can be. I don't see him here, but he can also be in the water. It's been a while since I've seen him down there, so I don't know if maybe they fixed that. But if you're struggling to find him, if you've looked in all the possible locations, then make sure you take a close look down in the water. I've seen him like all the way at the bottom, like 3/4 inside the wall. And if you're not looking real close, you might not see him. And using target next interactable can help you find him. Now, another one of the places you can be, there's a garden down that way, and he can be there. And then the third place he can be is where the end fight is. Since we have to go to the end fight anyways, that's the next place I like to look. We got to go this way anyway, so we might as well check this place next. We don't have to go to the garden unless he's not at these first two places. Remember, we can kill 20 mobs in the same amount of time we can kill one, so I'm not too worried about, fighting those things individually. We have the defenses to take on a bunch all at once, so just kite them together. I don't see nibbles anywhere, so we're going to have to go to the garden, and I'm glad he was, so I can show that. I did have an instance, this past year or so where couldn't find nibbles at all. Looked in every place that I have ever known him to be, and we just had to restart. Maybe he spawned inside of a wall or something, I don't know. So he should be over here. Arcane Tempest. Oh, I did pick up Will the Banshee and Odo's Irresistible Dance. I love Odo's Irresistible Dance against like Reapers. If I'm tanking a Reaper, okay, Nibbles is showing up in my focus orb, so he's down here somewhere. You can dance all Reapers. Odo's Irresistible Dance doesn't have a save. I'm just going to grab Nibbles real quick and run the hell out. So even though we're not a DC caster, Odo's Irresistible Dance is going to be very effective. Just a single target dance, no save. There's no save, so it's okay that our DCs suck. Because there's no save. There's still a spell pen check, though. And I do have all the past lives that give a benefit to spell penetration. Oops, I got to run Nibbles back to Dirk now. So that's +9. It's +2 from each wizard. Triple stack, that's +6. +1 from each favorite soul. Triple stack, that's +3. And then using the power of mathematics, you can determine that +6 and +3 equals +9. There's an additional +3 to spell penetration available from an arcane epic past life. However, that is an active benefit. You will have to activate that stance. I feel like most people aren't going to want to run with that stance, preferring something like energy criticals or... But you could, if you really needed the spell pen, you could run with that. Nothing wrong with it. But I would say definitely, if you're playing DC casters, it's a pretty high priority to get those wizard past lives followed by the favorite soul past lives. I'm working on a new project tune now, since this tune and my other main tune, Ginger, are both basically finished with their past life grind, and I've prioritized wizard. It's one of the first past lives I'm getting. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is a whole bunch of nasty casters, vases. And I don't want to deal with them. Do you want to deal with them? I don't. I can't remember if they respawn. They might. In any event, what I'm going to do is just wait for the boss to activate. There he goes. I'm going to throw a little dagger at him, get his attention, and then run back here. Now, if I was with a group, where I like to bring them is right inside this first room. And I'll stand right here. And when I'm standing here, he can't get past me. He's too big. He's too rotund. So I can stand here, and then like all the ranged and casters can just get behind me. And that dude, you know, I'm the perfect blocker for him. Arcane Tempest. Tentacles should do some untyped damage to him too. This guy's a sack of hit points. Be kind of a slow beat down. So this is where I'm just going to turn it on auto attack. You know, just sip my water. You know, if I have to, I can hit the button for shining through. If I want to, I can hit a spell power boost. I already have them both active. Well, they ran off at this point. You can take him back any further, even further if you want. You can take him out of the courtyard, the first place that nibbles can be, and you know, jump on the rooftops or something. At one point, I thought they made it so that, you know, he would white dot out if you took him too far back, but he doesn't seem to do that. So whatever. I don't know if they fixed it and then unfixed it, or changed it and unchanged it. I don't know. But it seems like you can still take him back really far if you want to. I don't have any good advice for you for looting the chest. A lot of times I just recall out, I don't even loot the chest, but I'm doing this on Legendary Reaper, and I do because I use the Legendary Armor. At least I have been for quite a while. Only about a couple of years I've been using it. It's got a nice heal amp and I think extra fortification or something. I suppose you could even use the heroic version of the armor if you like, but still using the level 10 Ravenloft armor. Alright, he's finally dead. You could send someone in who's particularly tanky to grab the aggro, and that way you don't have to deal with it. These guys can overwhelm you really quickly. They don't want to kite together real well. Lots of spells. Really gnarly encounter. You know, you can just try to run in and, you know, invis in or something, and just run in, grab the chest, and then detour the hell out real quick, or, you know, something. Sneaky little box. And here's our end chest. All right. Well, this concludes the heroic portion of the series. Of course, we're going to be going through epics and then on to endgame. The next couple of episodes will probably be still heroic quests because, you know, I can be doing base 18s and 19s at 20 and 21. But hey, if you have any questions, as always, you can make a comment in this video. You can respond to my build post in the Warlock forum, and I always invite you to stop by the live stream on Twitch if you have any questions. We'll see you soon.